Anyway, so that kind of brings us on to our next movie, which we got to do real quick. We're running out of time. 13 going on 30. For those of you that don't know, that movie is about a girl who I can't remember how she turned into the grown up of herself. I think she made a wish.
She made a wish at her birthday party.
Oh, right, and blew out the candles.
She was getting like picked on and teased by her friends and stuff. So then she makes the wish, and then she wakes up in a closet 5 days away from her 30th birthday party.
Right. And so it was like, she was a 13-year-old in a 30-year-old's body.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a funny movie. It was hilarious. Like, there was a naked dude that came walking out, and she's like, oh, my God! Just started freaking out. I laughed so hard. But she's like, oh, my God, put some pants on. And, like, she's doing all these kid things throughout the entire movie. And she meets her like, elementary school sweetheart, like the kid she has a crush on.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole movie is just, like, her trying to deal with how she's living. And it turns out she's kind of a shark.
Yeah.
And her personality, and she ends up like winning her boss over with a presentation that like just blows everyone away. And on it, there's an antagonist which who is trying to get her fired.
Yeah.
But she works at like a fashion magazine, and it's a really good movie overall. The cast is pretty well known too. I'm trying to remember what some of their names were.
It's got Jennifer Garner, Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo was one I was trying to remember.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. This came out in 2004. So this was our fresh pick of the week. Jennifer Garner is one of my favorites, and Mark Ruffalo.
It was hilarious watching her, because she really kind of, to me at least, kind of captured the, like little innocent kid
in
an adult body.
Very well.
Some scenes that really weren't even that funny, I was kind of chuckling. I'm like, that seems like something the 13-year-old would react or, kind of say.
Well, yeah, and like I said, it was really funny to me when she comes out of the closet and there's a dude walking there and he's standing there buck naked. And she's like, oh my God, put some pants on. I laughed so hard. But it's a great movie overall. I mean, if you haven't seen it, I would highly suggest it. And what the storyline pretty much does is she ends up finding it or breaking it off with the guy who she found naked in her apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And going out with Mark Ruffalo's character, who plays her her
best childhood friend.
Yeah, her best childhood friend who she had a crush on.
Mm-hmm.
And so through this whole movie, she's trying to they're trying to figure this out, and she's trying to get her work on her job. And she ends up with doing like all these fashion things.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, she puts together this really cool presentation. She uses Mark Ruffalo's because he's a photographer.
Yes.
His photos to help capture what she's trying to. So they're working together a lot. And in the end, she does turn back into a little, like, she kind of, I don't even know what really happened, because it's almost like she traveled in time.
Right.
So then she woke up, she was back to her normal 13-year-old self.
Mm-hmm.
And she ends up going out with the younger version of Mark Ruffalo's character. But overall, it's a really good movie. I don't think it's nearly as good as 13 Going On, or of 10 Things I Hate About You.
Right.
But
well, I know, as I said earlier, I wanted to hate this one so badly, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. It was
there's no way to hate it.
It turned out to be quite a humorous, funny movie. So
okay, so if you had to rate, remember we're doing 5 stars.
Yes.
Because Netflix took away their stars, so we're bringing them back. So we'll start off with our retro pick, and then we'll do our fresh pick. So 10 Things I Hate About You. What would you give it?
I would have to
out of
say
5 stars.
4.75 or 5. I really like that movie. It's a classic. I enjoyed it a lot. And for 13 Going on 30, I'd have to say a solid 4. Maybe being generous 4.5, because I chuckled more than I'd care to admit doing it. As I mentioned, I went in not wanting to like it, and I enjoyed it a lot. So.
I think that's the first time we've given a movie a 5-star review.
Oh, I know, right?
Because I agree with you. It's like either 4.75 or 5 stars because
you're just close.
But I think it's also a nostalgia factor for you and I, because we remember like a lot of the soundtrack we played when we were younger. We loved, and now we're kind of sitting back. We're like, oh man, I wish I could be a kid again.
Yeah.
Like there was so I got a weird text this morning from one of my stepsisters. She's like, hey, would you want to go on a Cub Scout camp with your nephews because they're in Cub Scouts?
Mm-hmm.
And it sent me back in time because all the camps that I went to as a Cub Scout or as a Boy Scout are pretty much closed down.
Right.
We had Camp Alaka in Lapeer, which closed down and sold off. It did.
I remember doing that with my dad. And
so that one closed down.
Jeez.
And then the one that really hit me hard was Camp Topeka in Kalkaska.
Mm-hmm.
That one closed down as well, and that one was a very popular one, but they canceled the summer camp program there, and that's really what kind of did it in. So both of those camps are gone. So I'm like, man. So I'm kind of like thinking about the future, and my Boy Scout troop isn't what it used to be. So I really fell back into that like nostalgia. Like I wish
mm-hmm.
we were able to. I was able to take my my nephews or my future son if I have one to these camps that I came to as a kid, and I will never be able to get that chance.
You could go in a closet on your 24th birthday and wish you were 13 again or 14 again or something like that.
Yeah, no, really. Make that time travel every once in a while.
Right.
But no, it was so these movies really kind of both of them actually really threw me back, but the one more than the other. So we've got 5-star reviews for our retro pick. What about our fresh pick or 13 going on 30? What would you say?
I'd say that one I'd have to do like a 4.5. A solid 4, but
I would give it a solid 4.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really funny. Jennifer Gardner did a really good job along with the other actors and actresses. You gotta love Mark Ruffalo. But I don't think it was nearly as funny as 10 Things I Hate About You.
Agreed.
I think the thing because the whole movie I'm sitting there, I'm like, why did they name it this? Why did they name it this? And at the end, her little sonnet that she had to do was literally a list of 10 things, and it like it's technically called the 10 Things That I Hate About You, but it just shows that she's really fallen in love with this dude because it's all about him, and then she like bursts out of the classroom. So I turned into Peter Griffin. I'm like, there it is, right there, right there.
I'm always doing that. I'm like, oh yeah, I can stop watching it now.
I'm good. No, anyway, so these were really good movies, highly recommended. 13 going on 30 is on Netflix, and so is 10 Things I Hate About You, but you better watch it quick because Netflix these days will take anything off at any point without any warning, and unless you stay on top of it. So for other great movie reviews and stuff, we're always here. If you want to personally message me, if I don't know, I'll find it out. You also have access to the internet at your fingertips. You can also look it up yourself. But we always love to hear from you. You can personal message me. You can personal message Logan. Don't worry about Mark and Lucas because they weren't on this show, so they probably just don't care.
We'll take care of you.
I also put out a couple comments on the show tonight. I said, what do your pets do is what it was supposed to be. Like love nibbles, hugs, and things like that. And then I also put out one, what is your favorite comic relief character in Disney movies? So let's get some answers and get some conversation going on those. I also, during the show, I posted on our Topic Talks Facebook page a link to, it was actually a link to the article that we were reading about the dogs, but it also has a picture of the dogs hugging over the fence, which is very adorable.
Worth looking at. It give you a smile, if anything.
It is very worth looking at. I did also want to let you know that if I didn't last week, we finally have a Twitter.
Yay!
We have an Instagram, or we don't have an Instagram. We have a Twitter. We have a Facebook. I redid SoundCloud, so we're on SoundCloud again. We're on YouTube, and I'm in the process because I was dumb when I first started this thing, and I just used my YouTube account.
Hey, there's a learning curve to everything.
There is. Well, so some of my purchase things, like I got Wreck-It Ralph on there and stuff.
Right.
And some of my personal videos that not that I upload, but that I like to watch, I threw on there. So we do have Facebook, we have a Twitter. You can also check us out on Spreaker.com. We've got SoundCloud. I started this new thing called Pippa, which is another way that you can reach us. I believe they have an app. We are also on iTunes. Please go to iTunes, give us a couple likes, give us a review, please. It'll bump us up and get us to more people. Share us with your friends, family. I don't care. I mean, my grandma's usually listens every week. I know Logan said his girlfriend may or may not listen to us.
You better be listening
tonight. And so I finally made a YouTube Topic Talks, exclusively Topic Talks channel. So now we have our own channel. I'm still in the works of editing that because there's a couple playlists of, like I said, videos that I've liked that I want to put back on my personal YouTube. So I had to, like Logan said, there's a learning curve to everything. So in the description from now on, not today's show, I didn't edit today's show description, but from starting next week, everything that we're on, there will be links in the description. So it'll say, thanks for listening to the show. Hit us up on social media. Have all the links right there. It also says other places to find us. This is because, it goes on YouTube, it goes on Spreaker, it goes on iTunes. So I put all of those down. It goes on Pippa. So I put all of those down. So if you're watching on a Spreaker and like, why did he put the link for Spreaker? Because I put it on one and it kind of sends it to all of them. So it has all the links of everything we're on. So like, say somebody doesn't have iTunes, you can show them Spreaker. If they don't want to use that app, they can do Pippa. Or if they have an iPhone and they want to use iTunes, they can do that. If they're a YouTube person, they can get YouTube. We got SoundCloud. So we're on all these different things. So all those links will be in next week's description. I will post all these links on our Facebook page just so you have them and you can access them that way too. So we're rapidly expanding, trying to get a good following behind us. So if you want to share us to as many people as you can, college, I don't care who. I know my friend Brandon, his grandpa said he was going to tune in. He was really impressed with our studio and what it looked like, so he wanted to kind of tune in and see what our show was about. So anybody who you think would be interested, even if you don't think they'd be interested, just shoot them a link. Share it to all your friends. Let's see how big we can get this thing. Let's see if we can overpower the media that we have right now, and not let it the media be so. I'm trying to think of what a good word to use is. So sad.
Repetitive and dull.
Because like it says in the intro, we talk about the topics you care about, which also leads me, because we are on so many different things, shoot me a message. I don't care whether it's on Pippa, Spreaker, I don't care. I check them all the time. The fastest way to get hold of me is through Topic Talk's Facebook page, my personal Facebook page, or on Spreaker.com. I do check all those very constantly. They're right on my phone. But I do check the comments on YouTube. I do check the comments on Pippa and all those. So, and on iTunes, I check those rapidly too. So just hit us up, start a conversation in our comment section. Talk about some of the questions. I'll leave questions and about a couple different shows. Get the conversation going and tell us what topics you really want to hear. And we will be sure to include that in the show. Other than that, any final things from you, Logan?
No, definitely. I'd like to see it pick up, and some people, throw some comments on there and stuff like that. I definitely don't mind talking to people. I got nothing to do half the time, so
he's just sitting petting his cats.
Pretty much. So, you want to chat? Definitely hit us up online or on our social media and check us out. So, that's all for me, though.
I think I'm pretty much it.
Awesome.
Until next time, I'm Eric Klingsmith,
and I'm Logan.
Signing off.